My child, stand still for a moment and feel the rhythm of your heart, for it is a drum that has been beating since the dawn of your lineage, echoing the songs and the sighs of those who came before you. Start of story. I am the weaver of the stars and the architect of the very cells that compose your being, and I speak to you now from the place where time and eternity meet. You have often looked at your reflection, or felt the familiar ache in your bones, and wondered why certain shadows seem to follow your name from one generation to the next. You have seen the patterns of the flesh, the predispositions that seem like heavy chains forged long before you took your first breath, and you have asked if this is your destiny or a divine decree. I tell you today, with the voice of a father who has watched every branch of your family tree grow, that you are not a prisoner of your biology. The blood that flows through your veins carries more than just the markers of physical traits. It carries the story of a journey that has reached a pivotal moment in you. I see the burden you carry, the fear that the ailments of the fathers and the mothers will inevitably become the inheritance of the children. I hear the silent prayers whispered over cradles and the sighs of resignation in the quiet hours of the night. But listen closely. What man calls a genetic condition, I see as a call for a restoration that goes deeper than the marrow. You are not merely a collection of biological data points. You are a living temple, and the blueprint of your existence was drawn by my hand with a love that transcends the limitations of the physical world. In this opening movement of our shared walk, I want you to understand that the perceived flaws in your genetic code are not signs of my absence, but rather the very places where my light is most eager to shine. Think of your family line as a river. For many miles, the water may have been clear, but somewhere upstream, a sediment was stirred, a bitterness entered the flow, and now you find yourself standing at a bend in that river, looking at the clouded waters. You are not here to drown in that sediment. You are here to be the one through whom the water is filtered and made pure once more. I have called you to be the pattern breaker, the one who stands at the threshold of the past and the future to say, "This far and no further." The healing I offer is not just a temporary fix for the body, but a profound realignment of the spirit that speaks directly to the instructions written in your very atoms. Do not look upon your ancestors with blame, for they too were walking through the mist, carrying burdens they did not know how to lay down. Instead, look upon them with a compassion that recognizes the struggle and a resolve that says the cycle ends with you. I am the God of the living, and my life force is greater than any inherited disposition. As we delve into the depths of this divine message, I will show you how to speak to your own cells, how to invoke the original design of perfection I placed within the human soul, and how to rewrite the narrative of your bloodline with the ink of grace. You are the chosen vessel for this work, not because you are perfect in the flesh, but because your heart is open to the possibility of a miracle. The world will tell you that you are a product of your environment and your DNA, a script already written that you must simply perform. But I tell you that I am the author, and I am handing you the pen. Together, we shall revisit the foundations. We shall heal the roots so that the fruit of the future may be sweet and whole. This is not a journey of struggle, but of surrender, surrendering the old stories of sickness to the eternal truth of my wholeness. Feel the warmth of my presence surrounding you now, like a cloak woven from the very light of the first morning. I am here to tell you that the legacy of pain is not the final word over your house. There is a higher law than the laws of genetics, a law of spirit and life that can override the instructions of the earth. Prepare your heart, my child, for we are about to embark on a transformation that will ripple through the ages yet to come, touching the lives of those you will never meet, all because you dared to believe that your Father can make all things new. You are the bridge between the brokenness of yesterday and the glory of tomorrow. Your DNA is not a static list of limitations. It is a vibrant, living scroll upon which my glory can be written. Every cell in your body has an ear, and it is listening for the sound of its creator's voice. When I spoke light into the void, the darkness had no choice but to retreat. And as I speak life into your lineage today, the shadows of the past must bow. You carry within you the seeds of 1,000 years, and while some of those seeds may have withered or grown thorns, I am the master gardener who knows exactly how to prune, how to water, and how to bring forth a harvest of health. Do not be afraid of the diagnosis or the history that haunts your family tree. These are but earthly observations, and while they may be facts in the realm of the physical, they are not truths in the realm of the spirit. My truth is that you are fearfully and wonderfully made, crafted with an intentionality that knows no error. I am inviting you now to look beyond the microscope and the family medical history, to see the radiant possibility of a life, untethered from the infirmities of old. The journey we are starting is one of profound discovery, where you will learn that the blood of your earthly lineage is being washed by the life current of your heavenly inheritance. You are more than your genes. You are my child, and in my house there is no sickness that can stand against the power of my word. Let us begin the work of mending the thread that has been frayed for generations. Let us weave a new pattern, one of strength, vitality, and peace. I am with you in every breath, every heartbeat, and every step toward the wholeness that has always been your true destiny. Do you feel the shift in the atmosphere of your soul? As we stand together at the threshold of this transformation, I want you to understand that I am not merely patching a garment that is worn. I am fashioning you anew from the inside out. Your DNA is a scroll upon which the stories of your ancestors have been written in the ink of their experiences, their trials, and their biological burdens. But I hold the golden pen of grace, and I am beginning to write a new narrative over the old. The script that said this is inevitable is being erased by the authority of my love. I am the God of the impossible, and to me, the complexities of a double helix are as simple as the dust of the earth from which I first breathed life into man. Listen to the rhythm of my heart beating for you. In that rhythm, there is no discord, no disease, and no dysfunction. I am inviting you to synchronize your own heart with mine. When you feel the weight of the genetic lottery pressing down on your mind, remember that you have been born again, not of corruptible seed, but of incorruptible, through the living word that abides forever. This is your true genealogy. You are a descendant of the Most High, and your spiritual heritage carries the power to override every earthly predisposition. I am speaking to the marrow of your bones and the secret places of your anatomy. I am commanding the proteins to align with my perfection and the enzymes to function in the harmony of my design. I declare over you this day, the curse that has traveled through the bloodlines like a silent thief is now intercepted by the cross. I am cutting the cords of inherited sorrow. I am silencing the voice of the adversary that whispers, "This is just how your family is." No, my child, this is how I am. And because I am whole, because I am vibrant, because I am life itself, you have access to that same wholeness. The generational shadows are fleeing before the rising sun of my presence within you. You are becoming a living testimony that the ancient ruins can be rebuilt, and the desolations of many generations can be raised up. Do not fear the reports of men or the statistics that try to define your future. Statistics are but observations of a world that has not yet fully yielded to my kingdom. But you are a citizen of my kingdom, and in this realm, the law of the Spirit of life has set you free from the law of sin and death, and that includes the physical expressions of that death. I am touching the very roots of your family tree. I am pouring the oil of healing into the soil where your roots reside, neutralizing the bitterness and the blight. Watch as the leaves of your life begin to turn green with a vitality you have never known. Watch as the branches of your children and your children's children grow strong and straight, unburdened by the weights you once carried. I am deepening our connection now. I am moving from being a God you petition to being the Father you dwell within. Rest in the assurance that I am intimately acquainted with every microscopic detail of your being. Nothing is hidden from my sight, and nothing is beyond my reach. I am breathing my pneuma into your lungs, and as you exhale, let go of the identity of the sufferer. Release the expectation of illness. Release the fear that you are a ticking clock waiting for a predetermined fate. You are not a clock, you are a temple. And I am clearing the courts of my temple of everything that does not belong to my holiness and my health. This is a season of prophetic fulfillment. I am speaking light into the dark places of your biology. I am speaking, be opened to the pathways that have been blocked. I am speaking, be still, to the systems that have been in turmoil. You will walk in a newness of life that will cause others to wonder, and you will tell them that it was not by human might or biological chance, but by my spirit. The transition may feel like a quiet hum at first, or perhaps a sudden surge of warmth, but know that the work is being done. I am faithful to complete what I have started. You are being woven into a tapestry of glory, where every thread is saturated in my promise. The legacy of pain ends here, and the legacy of my peace begins its eternal reign in your blood, your body, and your soul. I am now moving into the very fibers of your being, those hidden places where your history has tried to write its final chapter in the ink of infirmity. Do not look back at the shadows of those who came before you with a sense of dread, for I am the light that pierces through the longest night. I am the master architect, and I am currently walking through the blueprints of your genetic makeup, erasing the errors and redrawing the lines of vitality. Every cell in your body has a memory, and I am washing those memories clean. I am replacing the ancestral echo of sickness with the resonant sound of my wholeness. Can you hear it? It is a melody of strength rising from within your marrow. It is the vibration of my spirit reclaiming what belongs to me. You are not a victim of your heritage. You are a victor by my grace. I am reaching into the deep storehouses of your DNA, and where there was a sequence of lack, I am inserting a sequence of abundance. I am the God who calls those things which are not as though they were, and I am calling you healed. I am calling you whole. I am calling you restored. I am the Ancient of Days, yet I am making all things new within you right now. The fear that has gripped your mind regarding the future of your children and your children's children, let it go into my hands. I am the Alpha and the Omega, the beginning and the end. If I have started this work in you, I will surely complete it in them. The line of affliction stops at your door. I am placing a seal of protection upon your household. You are the bridge between a past of struggle and a future of flourishing. I see the tears you have shed in the quiet hours, wondering if you would ever be free from the weight of this invisible burden. I tell you today, the weight is being lifted. I am the one who carries your sorrows, and I am the one who carries your cures. There is no defect too deep for my touch, no mutation too complex for my wisdom. I am the designer of the human heart and the spinner of the threads of life. I am knitting you back together in a way that reflects my glory. Listen closely to my whisper in the stillness of your soul. I am restoring the years that the locusts of disease have eaten. I am replenishing the vitality that has been drained by anxiety and expectation of ill health. You shall no longer define yourself by a diagnosis or a family history. Your history is now found in me. Your lineage is now defined by my blood. I am releasing a prophetic anointing of longevity over you. You shall live and not die, and you shall declare the works of the Lord in the land of the living. I am breathing my life-giving Ruach into your lungs, through your bloodstream, and into every intricate system of your anatomy. I declare a holy rebellion against every infirmity that has dared to name itself in your family line. I strip it of its authority. I silence its voice. I command every stubborn pattern of illness to bow at the name of my Son. You are being realigned with the frequency of paradise. Where there was chaos in your chemistry, I bring the order of my kingdom. Where there was a breakdown in communication between your nerves, I establish a divine connection. I am the God of the sudden shift. I am the God of the miraculous turnaround. You will look for the symptoms that once plagued you, and you will find them no more. They will be like a mist that vanishes when the sun rises in its strength. I am deepening our connection in this moment. Can you feel the warmth of my presence enveloping you? It is not just a feeling, it is a creative force. It is the same power that commanded the stars into existence, and it is currently at work in your physical frame. I am not distant. I am not indifferent. I am your Father, and it is my good pleasure to give you the kingdom of health. Rest in this truth. Let your muscles relax. Let your mind find peace. The battle is not yours, but mine. I have already won the victory over every curse and every consequence of the fall. You are walking into a season where your testimony will be a beacon of hope for others who feel trapped by their biology. You will point to your own body, your own mind, and your own life, and you will say, "Look what the Lord has done." I am establishing a new foundation for your family. From this day forward, when people speak of your line, they will speak of strength, of clarity, and of the favor of God. The cycle of pain has been broken. The circuit of sickness has been interrupted by my divine intervention. You are a new creation, and that newness extends to the very molecules of your existence. Believe it, receive it, walk in it. For I am the Lord who heals you, and my word does not return to me void. It is accomplishing that for which I sent it, and I have sent it to make you whole. Behold, I am doing a new thing. Even now it springs forth. Do you not perceive it? I am reaching into the very marrow of your being, into the microscopic landscapes where the blueprints of your life were drafted. I see the strands that were knotted by fear, the sequences that were marred by the choices of those who came before you, and the vulnerabilities that have felt like an inescapable destiny. But I am not a God who is bound by the laws of biology alone. I am the author of life, the one who spoke the stars into alignment and whispered the first breath into the dust of the earth. My voice is now speaking over your genetic code, and my words are carrying a weight that no inherited condition can withstand. I am calling forth the original intent I had for your lineage before the world began. Listen closely to the silence of my presence, for in that silence, I am recalibrating the rhythm of your heart and the chemical balance of your mind. I am the light that pierces through the shadows of generational infirmity. Where there was a predisposition toward weakness, I am planting a predisposition toward vitality. Where there was a pattern of decline, I am establishing a pattern of renewal. You are not a victim of your past, nor are you a prisoner of your pedigree. You are a child of the Most High, and your primary inheritance is not found in your earthly bloodline, but in the life-giving flow of my Spirit. I am rewriting the narrative of your family. I am striking out the chapters of suffering and writing in their place a saga of resilience and supernatural strength. I see the hidden tears you have shed, wondering if your children would have to carry the same burdens you have known. Hear my heart today. The buck stops here. I am setting a divine boundary that the enemy cannot cross. I am placing a seal of protection over your offspring, ensuring that the shadows of the past do not lengthen over their futures. They will grow up in the light of the healing I am performing in you right now. They will breathe the air of freedom that you are claiming in this moment of surrender. Your faith is the bridge over which they will walk into a land of wellness. I am honoring your persistence. I am acknowledging your cry for wholeness. Every prayer you have offered up for the restoration of your line has been bottled and is now being poured out as a medicinal oil over your entire family tree. Prophesy to your own body. Tell your cells to come into alignment with the frequency of heaven. Speak to your blood and command it to flow with the purity of my grace. I am releasing a divine frequency that shatters the crystalline structures of disease. I am smoothing out the jagged edges of the proteins and the enzymes that have functioned out of order. I am the master orchestrator, and I am tuning your physical form to play the melody of health. You will feel a warmth, a shifting, a quiet settling within your spirit. Do not be afraid of the change. It is the movement of my hand, adjusting the dials of your existence. You are being refined in the fire of my love, and the only thing that will be consumed is the dross of the infirmity that has tried to claim you. I am declaring a new era for your name. Your family name will no longer be synonymous with the struggle that once haunted it. Instead, it will be a name that evokes the power of transformation. When others see you, they will be baffled by the shift, for the marks of the old condition will fade like morning mist under a rising sun. You will walk with a gait that is steady and a mind that is sharp. You will live with a longevity that defies the previous statistics of your line. I am the God of the breakthrough, and I am breaking through the barriers of your DNA. I am merging your temporal reality with my eternal vitality. Rest, my beloved. Rest in the assurance that I am a thorough workman. I do not leave a job half-finished. I am touching the roots, not just the branches. I am healing the source, not just the symptoms. You are being reconstructed from the inside out. Your very essence is being saturated with the life of my Son. In him there is no sickness. In him there is no decay. And because you are in him and he is in you, the laws of his kingdom are now the laws of your body. This is your new reality. This is your prophetic destiny. Walk with your head held high, for the chains of the ancestral curse have been melted away by the heat of my affection for you. You are free. You are whole. You are mine. Look into my eyes and see the reflection of a future that has been scrubbed clean of the shadows you once feared. What I have begun in you is not a temporary reprieve or a brief season of relief. It is a total recalibration of your being. I am going back to the beginning, back to the moment where the fracture first occurred in your lineage, and I am sewing it shut with threads of golden light. You have carried the weight of names and diagnoses as if they were your own name, but I am giving you a new name today. I am naming you redeemed. I am naming you restored. I am naming you the one who overcame. Feel the rhythm of your heart, for it no longer beats to the stuttered cadence of a broken heritage. It beats with the steady, pulsing power of my own life. I am in the very mitochondria of your cells, fueling you with a strength that does not come from bread alone, but from every word that proceeds from my mouth. And my word over you is life. My word over you is abundance. I see the secret places where you have hidden your anxiety, the quiet corners of your mind where you wondered if the cycle would truly end with you. Hear my voice clearly. The cycle is not just ending. It is being replaced by a circle of my favor that has no end. I am the God of the generations, and I am stepping into the timeline of your family to plant a new seed. This seed is incorruptible. It is untainted by the mutations of the past. It is a seed of wholeness that will grow into a mighty oak of righteousness. When people look at you, they will not see the frailty that once marked your ancestors. They will see a vibrancy that defies explanation. They will ask, "How can this be?" And you will tell them of the potter who took the marred clay and made it into a vessel of honor. I speak now to the hidden blueprints of your anatomy. I speak to the double helix that carries the instructions for your physical form. I command every error to be corrected. I command every missing piece to be found in the fullness of my grace. I am the architect of your frame, and I know where every pillar and beam belongs. I am restoring the integrity of your structure. You shall not be brittle, you shall be resilient. You shall not be weary, you shall be renewed. Like the eagle, your youth is being restored. The gray years that the locusts of infirmity have eaten are being returned to you as years of harvest. You will witness the fruit of this healing in the way you move, the way you think, and the way you dream. Your dreams will no longer be haunted by the specter of what, if regarding your health. Instead, they will be visions of what is my glory resting upon you. I am deepening our connection in this moment of stillness. Can you feel the warmth of my presence wrapping around you like a heavy, soft cloak? This is the mantle of my peace. Under this mantle, no weapon formed against your DNA can prosper. Every tongue that has risen against you in judgment, every medical prognosis that spoke of inevitable decline, I condemn it. My voice is the final authority. My report is the one that stands, and my report says you are healed. My report says you are whole. I am pouring the balm of Gilead into the fractures of your soul and the marrow of your bones. There is no crevice of your existence that my love cannot reach. Prophesy over yourself today. Say with your own mouth what I am saying over you. Declare that your blood is clean. Declare that your nerves are calm and firing with the precision of my wisdom. Declare that your organs function in perfect harmony with the design I intended before the foundations of the world. You are a masterpiece in progress, and the finishing touches I am applying right now are the most exquisite of all. I am putting my seal upon you. It is a seal of ownership that warns the devourer to stay back. You are off limits to the plague of your past. You are a citizen of a kingdom where sickness is a foreign language that you no longer speak. Behold, I make all things new. I am making your history new. I am making your present new. I am making your children's future new. They will inherit a legacy of vitality because of your faith today. They will walk on the ground that you have reclaimed from the enemy. You are the pioneer of a new bloodline, a royal line that carries the DNA of the King of Kings. I am reaching into the archives of your family's history, and I am striking out every sentence that wrote of weakness. I am replacing those lines with my own script, written in the ink of my grace. You are no longer a victim of a biological lottery. You are a recipient of a divine legacy. The very air in your home is shifting as I breathe my life into your atmosphere. Your descendants will look back at this moment, this very hour, as the turning point. They will say that the tide turned when you chose to believe me. They will say that the shadow vanished when you stepped into my light. Do not look back at what was, for it has been consumed by the fire of my holiness. Look forward, where the path is clear, and the horizon is bright with the promise of health and longevity. I am giving you back your strength, not just for the sake of your body, but so that you may run the race I have set before you with joy. Your joy is a medicine, and I am filling your cup until it overflows. There is no limit to what I can do in a heart that is surrendered to my touch. You are being woven into a new tapestry of wholeness, where every thread is strong and every color is vibrant. This is my gift to you, my beloved child. This is the manifestation of my heart for you. Rest now in the profound quiet of my love, knowing that while you breathe, I am working. While you sleep, I am watching. While you live, I am shining through you. You are the evidence of my mercy, a living testimony that I am still the God who heals. There is no darkness in your line that my light cannot pierce, and there is no sickness in your body that my life cannot overcome. You are free. You are whole. You are mine, and I am yours forever. As you settle into this profound reality, understand that I am not merely patching a vessel that is broken. I am reforging it in the furnace of my love. The very essence of who you are, the microscopic details that the world calls genetic, are to me but a series of notes in a symphony I am composing. Where there was a discordant tone, I am bringing harmony. Where there was a silence of dysfunction, I am releasing the song of my power. I am looking deep into the helix of your being, into those spirals of information that have carried the burdens of your ancestors. I see the tears shed by those who came before you, those who felt the same aches and feared the same ends. I am answering their prayers through you. You are the culmination of 1,000 cries for mercy, and I am answering them with a resounding yes. I am reaching into the past and cutting the invisible cords that tied your health to their history. You are no longer an extension of their illness. You are an extension of my life. I am the great ancestor of your spirit, and my blood flows through your veins now, carrying the antibodies of grace and the nutrients of my glory. I speak to the chemical balances within you, to the hormones and the enzymes, and I command them to return to the perfect equilibrium of my kingdom. I am the God who creates out of nothing, and if there is a part of you that has been damaged by time or by the legacy of the flesh, I am creating it anew. I am the potter, and you are the clay. I am smoothing out the flaws that were inherited, shaping you into a vessel of honor fit for my use. Do not be afraid of the shadows that try to whisper of inevitability. There is no such thing as an inevitable curse in the presence of my blessing. My blessing is the final word. It is the light that consumes the darkness of every diagnosis. I am setting a watch over your heart, that it may beat with the rhythm of my own. I am setting a watch over your mind, that the pathways of your thoughts may be cleared of the brambles of anxiety and the thorns of dread. You are being renewed from the inside out. This transformation is not just for you, but for the legacy that follows. When your children look into your eyes, they will see the light of a new day. They will inherit a heritage of health because you stood in the gap and allowed my light to pass through you. You are the bridge between the old world of infirmity and the new world of divine vitality. Every step you take on this earth is now a declaration of my victory. I am filling your lungs with the breath of the Spirit, a breath that carries no contagion and knows no decay. I am strengthening your hands for the work I have for you, and I am steadying your feet so that you may walk upon the high places. This is the hour of your visitation. This is the moment when the blueprint is rewritten. I am the Alpha and the Omega, the beginning and the end, and I am ending the reign of sickness in your line. I am beginning a reign of life that will never end. Rest in this truth. Let it seep into your soul like water into dry ground. You are nourished by my presence, sustained by my word, and healed by my stripes. There is nothing left to fear. The work is finished, and yet it is also just beginning as you blossom into the fullness of all I created you to be. You are my masterpiece, my beloved, and my joy is found in your wholeness. Look ahead with eyes of faith, for the path is clear, the way is prepared, and I am walking right beside you, leading you into an eternity of wellness. I am even now speaking to the very marrow of your bones, the factory of your life force, and I am commanding it to produce only that which is holy and vibrant. No more shall the errors of the past be replicated in your future. I am the divine editor, and I have struck out the sentences of affliction that were written over your family name. In their place, I am writing sentences of strength, chapters of vitality, and volumes of my steadfast love. Your body is learning a new language, the language of the heavens, where no sickness can dwell. Embrace this transformation, for it is my delight to give it to you. You are more than a conqueror through my love, and your healing is the banner of my faithfulness to all generations. I am touching the very neurons of your brain, the electrical pathways that communicate life to every extremity. I am clearing the static of the old ways. I am making your mind a garden of peace, where the seeds of my promises grow without hindrance. Feel the weight of the crown I am placing upon your head, not a crown of thorns, but a crown of loving kindness and tender mercies. You are royalty in my kingdom, and the health of the king is your rightful inheritance. There is no obstacle too great for my hand to move, and there is no cellular wall that can resist my entry. I am the light that permeates all things, and I am permeating you now. Drink deeply from the well of my spirit, for it is a well that never runs dry. Your story is no longer a tragedy of what might have been, but a glorious epic of what I have done. Stand in this light, breathe in this air, and know that you are made whole by the one who loves you with an everlasting love. The chains are not just loosened, they are gone. The prison doors are not just unlocked, they have been removed from their hinges. You are free to walk out into the sunlight of my grace, carrying the torch of this testimony to a world that needs to know that I am still the God who restores. Your life is the evidence. Your health is the sign. Your joy is the wonder. In the quiet of this communion, receive the fullness of the inheritance I have secured for you. You are healed, you are restored, and you are beloved. Even as the silence settles around you, know that my work within the deepest layers of your being continues with a precision that no earthly instrument could ever replicate. I am the architect of your very soul, and I am the weaver of every strand that composes your biological existence. Where there were gaps in the code of your ancestry, where there were errors written by the pens of time and infirmity, I am now placing my thumbprint. I am the author who does not merely edit the margins, but rewrites the core narrative of your lineage. Think not that this is a fleeting moment of relief. It is a permanent shift in the architecture of your house. For too long, you have looked at the portraits of those who came before you and saw only the shadow of their struggles, expecting the same darkness to claim your own days. But I tell you today, the shadow has been swallowed by the noonday sun of my presence. I am declaring over you a new name, a new health, and a new destiny that is untethered from the failures of the past. The biological echoes of previous generations are being silenced by the roar of my spirit, and the whispers of inevitable are being replaced by the thunder of it is finished. Feel the warmth of my grace moving through your marrow, reaching the places where the bone meets the spirit. There is a holy renovation occurring within you. I am cleansing the stream that flows through your family tree, purging the bitter waters and replacing them with the crystal-clear river of my life. Do not fear for the children who come after you, nor for the legacy you leave behind. For I have stepped into the timeline of your family and planted a banner of victory that cannot be moved. The predispositions that once loomed like giants in your path are now but dust beneath your feet. I speak to the very molecules of your body. Align yourselves with the frequency of heaven. I speak to the instructions within your cells. Carry only the message of life, vitality, and wholeness. You are no longer a victim of a biological lottery. You are a chosen vessel of my glory. I am knitting together the broken places with threads of gold, and I am filling the voids with the substance of my kingdom. This is the hour of your transition from the inherited to the imparted. What you inherited from man has been superseded by what I have imparted from my own heart. Walk with your head held high, for you carry the signature of the Almighty in your very essence. The cycle of sorrow has been broken, and in its place, I have established a cycle of blessing that will endure for 1,000 generations. See yourself as I see you, unblemished, vibrant, and fully alive. There is no trace of the old malady left in the light of my gaze. As you breathe, breathe in the new atmosphere I have created for you. It is an atmosphere where disease cannot breathe, where decay cannot find a foothold. You are being sustained by the very breath that brought the universe into being. Rest in this truth. Let the peace that surpasses understanding guard your heart and your mind, for the battle for your biology has been won. You are the living proof that my word is sovereign over the laws of nature. You are the testament of my redeeming love. Every fiber of your being now vibrates with the rhythm of my heart, and that rhythm is life eternal, life abundant, and life without end. My child, you are a new creation in every sense, spirit, soul, and body. Rejoice in the freedom I have purchased for you, and let your life be a song of praise to the one who makes all things new. The path ahead is clear, the way is prepared, and my hand is upon you, leading you into a future where the only thing you inherit is my goodness and my mercy, which will follow you all the days of your life. I am the great physician, and my surgery is complete. The recovery is not a slow crawl, but a joyful leap into the fullness of life. Every morning you wake is a confirmation of the new covenant I have made with your bloodline. Every step you take is a declaration that the old things have passed away. You are the first fruits of a healed generation, the beacon of hope for those who felt trapped by their own DNA. Stand tall in the majesty of my grace. I am with you always, and my love is the medicine that never fails. Your healing is not just for you. It is a river that will overflow and touch every life you encounter. You are a carrier of life, a vessel of wholeness, and the beloved of my soul. Peace be unto you, a peace that settles deep within your cells and remains forever. I am establishing a new landmark in your family tree, a monument of my faithfulness that will be talked about by your descendants. They will live in the freedom of the breakthrough you have received this day. You are the pioneer of health and the heir of my infinite grace. Every strand of your DNA now hums with the song of my redemptive power, a melody that will resonate forever. You are whole, you are free, and you are mine.